A very good evening and thank you for joining us once again for Stories Making Headlines. I'm Dominic Moshikele. The European Union has released 51 million Namibian dollars to the State Revenue Fund to support the achievement of equitable and quality education in Namibia. The visiting EU Head of External Action Service for Southern Africa, Claudia Widey-Nippold, handed over the check to Education Minister Dr. Abraham Iyambo today. Dr. Iyambo commended the EU for the gesture and assured them that the money would be used to every Namibian child's benefit. The specific objective is to achieve equitable access to quality and efficient education service delivery at pre-primary and primary levels through needs-based planning and monitoring. Hell almost broke loose in the National Assembly today after Justice Minister Pendukeni Vulaitana objected to a motion that calls for the renaming of the Independence Memorial Museum. The motion was to be motivated by SWANU President Usutwaye Mamberwa and argues that the construction of the museum is taking place at one of the most horrific places where past genocidal activities were committed and should be named in that line. Just as Mamberwa was supposed to take the floor, Vulaitana objected and argued that as one of the leaders in the country, she was not aware of any consultation done by the mover before the issue was taken to Parliament. It was then agreed that the motion be adjourned for further consultation. The Chief Executive Officer of the Social Security Commission, Kenande Shivikwa, has refuted all allegations made by a group of employees who demonstrated at the Commission's head office on Friday. The workers alleged, among other things, victimization on a daily basis at the workplace, as well as the absence of industrial peace and harmony in the institution. At their Friday demonstration, the workers accused the Chief Executive Officer and two general managers of dictatorial management style, even demanding the dismissal of one of the general managers. Shivikwa said to ensure effective management at the institution, he set up an executive management committee to oversee and manage the affairs of the Commission. In business news, Southern Africa's transport sector is seen as a critical player in the integration of regional markets. Currently, the Namibian Railway only complies with 45% of SADC's standard requirements for rail network, which is 18.5 axle loads. This was revealed by speakers at the official opening of the concrete sleeper factory at Tsumeb last Thursday. The inauguration of the factory to produce concrete sleepers in the country is a milestone in the country's economic history. The Deputy Minister of Works and Transport, Dr. Samuel Chief Ankama, said public-private partnership in Namibia was flourishing. Most of Namibia's rail network constitutes a mixture of steel and concrete sleepers that need to be replaced. News from beyond our borders. There are long queues outside polling stations as Zambians vote in what is expected to be one of the country's most fiercely contested elections. There have been delays and clashes in the capital, Lusaka, but observers say the vote has been relatively smooth. President Rupia Banda is expected to face his strongest challenge from Michael Sata. Since the last vote in 2008, an extra 1 million people have registered to vote, many young and unemployed. Thousands of policemen have been deployed to prevent violence, and the sale of axes and other potential weapons has been banned during the election period. And in sports news, Namibia's contingent to the 10th edition of the All Africa Games returned home yesterday. Namibia managed to collect 1 gold, 1 silver and 5 bronzes at the 3-week Continental Sporting Show. The Namibian team landed at the Hosea Kutako International Airport late yesterday, and it is back to the drawing board in the preparation for the 2012 Olympic Games in London. The country's 7 medals in Mozambique have been hailed as their biggest achievement since 1991, and the focus is now to build on that for a possible medal of 2 in London next year. Those are the stories that made headlines today. Join us tomorrow again during the same time slot for more news. Good night.